What up, y'all? This is Ladies with KeKe. My name is Dana B.
I am Cassie J.
Today we bring you Love and Hip Hop New York. Honestly, I cannot believe that I'm actually still reviewing Love and Hip Hop because honestly, I was done.
She was done the franchise.
Yes, all of them. Every last one of them. However, they brought back my girl.
Chrissy
the
and
original OG. Yes, I'm so excited.
She'll stomp a hoe.
Yeah, she did.
I'm still pretty.
We're gonna get into that situation. But honestly, from the go, when I heard that Chrissy's coming back, I was really excited. I'm like, yes, I will be tuned in
She did. She came
for
and said,
that show.
She said, so listen, I'm gonna watch Love and Hip Hop. I said, what Love and Hip Hop? She was like, New York because Chrissy's coming back. And I was like, I still watch all the franchises, of course, because I'm just, a junkie. But I was happy to see them come back. And I didn't realize Tahiry was coming back until I watched it. Yeah. I didn't know she was coming back.
We see a lot of the originals. Olivia's back.
Yes, well, I didn't know Olivia was
she might have
back.
Like one scene with Rich.
I think she's kind of back. Of course she's not in the startup.
She can't be, honestly, because she's been gone for so long. You don't hear nothing about Olivia at all.
I think she's going to be back as much as Tahiry's going to be back.
Oh, okay.
I think she's going to be back on that level. Like a friend of the show type.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's a good place for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They don't need to be back. Because, they said Tahiry left because, the show was very stressful. And, all the attention you get from being off the show and the criticism and all that, it was just too much for her to handle. That was part of the reason why she left the show.
Really?
Yeah, they said she was losing her hair and stuff from the stress.
Stress? Mm-hmm. Yikes.
It's stressful being in the public eye and people feeling like they got a right to comment on your life and what you do and all that stuff. So, it's not for everybody. Everybody's not built for that. So,
understandable.
Yeah.
So the episode I like how it even started. It's like, yes.
It was a great 2-hour premiere. It's season 10. They are the originals.
It started off with just Chrissy.
Yeah.
And kind of walking through memory lane. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was really good.
She's
I like the intro.
I'm back. And this is what I liked about her coming back versus other people when they come back on these shows. She didn't come back like, I'm here to stun on hoes. None of that. Right. She was like, I'm back and I need to
a lot of unresolved relationships and issues. Yeah.
I'm like, that's how you come back. You don't come back like, listen, I'm here to ball on y'all hoes. Listen, I'm humbly coming back to resolve these issues and because we gotta coexist. Like, I'm gonna be here.
Right.
We gonna see each other. So let's talk about what we need to talk about so we can move on. I mean, we gotta be friends, but let's just dead whatever we need to dead so we can just coexist at this point. That's all sometimes all you can do is just coexist. We ain't gonna be friends.
I was shocked to see that Remy and Papoose is still in there because honestly, you don't hear no one talking about them being on the show anymore. So I was like, oh, they're still on the show. I'm surprised Rich Dollar's still on the show, honey.
You just didn't want Rich Dollar to be on the show. I'm not surprised he's still on the show. He's getting his check. I'm not surprised he's still on the show. You just don't want him on the show. Say it like that, girl. You know it's what it is. You don't want him on the show.
He has the same type of storyline.
Let's just get into why and what and who, because it's like,
all right.
Yes. So like we said, Chrissy and Jim is here. It start with them. Chrissy is like, Jim, this house is a mess. That house was a mess.
It was.
It was a disaster. She's like, this is not how I left this house. And he's just like,
I started cleaning up. He's like, oh, this is a start. This is where we got. It was worse than this.
Jim is so nonchalant about everything. Like his attitude, I'm like, Jim, are you high all the time? Like he just seems like he's high all the time.
He probably is.
He's just like, okay, whatever, like, okay, we'll get it done. And I didn't realize they've been together 15 years.
I knew they were together for a long time. I'm surprised they're not married yet.
That's the problem.
That's just like, ooh.
But then later on, I think Bella might have said that's his wife, saying Chrissy is Jim's wife. I'm like, did y'all get married? We don't know about it.
I didn't know they separated though. Cause
I knew they had separated.
I didn't know they separated.
Because I watched their other shows.
Oh.
Because they had other spinoffs.
I see them on social media here, and I don't follow neither one of them, but I might see them here and there. And I thought they were both living in Miami together.
I follow Chrissy.
Okay.
She left and went to Miami.
Yeah, she did.
Left him there.
Oh, I thought that they planned to do that together.
She was like, I'm fed up. And she was like, I need a break from you. And that Mama Jones is...
That's the original.
Reality TV mamas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I be feeling bad for these men sometimes. These mamas be
on 10.
They be on 10. So me and Dana's one of our least favorite people on the show, Yandy Smith.
Disclaimer before we get into that: if y'all are Team Yandy, you may not want to continue watching.
I'm gonna tell y'all that if y'all gonna watch us through the review, y'all can get in the comment section, say what y'all want to say, and that's cool. We might say something back to you. You might not like it. We might just be going back and forth in the comment section. For all Team Yandy people,
I don't like Yandy. Sorry, not sorry.
You can say we biased in this review all you want to. That's cool too.
I'm comfortable with that.
We don't like Yandy.
At
and
all.
I'm going to say from somebody who used to be like, I used to be Team
I used to
Yandy.
like Yandy.
Like, I even named my car Yandy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Dang.
I was Team Yandy. Her name still is Yandy because I still like the name.
Okay.
However, I don't like the person. So Yandy has an event. It was a nice event, the concept behind it, people came out and supported it. You know, it was about the justice system, which is not fair to us. People of color, other minorities. It doesn't work in our favor a lot of times. And you know, with Mendici being in jail, and he went an 8-year stint, so he should be getting out soon. Bella has Jewels. But Jewels got caught with a gun at the airport. So it was...
Yeah.
That wasn't like a justice system done wrong sort of situation.
He did something stupid.
You're not supposed to be at the airport with a gun.
He did something stupid.
You know. So, her and Bella talked, and this is one of my issues with her. Last season, she was upset with Bella because Bella made the comment that she had took in a foster child, and she felt like she was doing this for attention.
Yeah,
and,
for a look, to make herself look
I'm
good.
a perfect mother, and I do charitable things. That was her opinion. That's how it looked to her, and she said it. She got on the reunion, cussed her out, and was just, how dare you say this about my mothering skills? It had nothing to do with your mothering skills. It was just how she said, you do things for attention, you do things for a look. That's somewhat true. Sometimes Yandy do things for a look. It's not necessarily always genuine. That was just her opinion. Was it right for her to say when it comes to a child?
I don't think so. Even I don't like Yandy, but it's still
that wasn't the right,
especially coming from a quote unquote friend, her hood.
You could have came at her about many other things she's done last season.
Yeah.
That one, Bella, you was kind of wrong for bringing that one as one of your arguments for her doing things for a look. But that was the thing that she's going to go off of. That's the thing she's going to ride you on. And that's her argument. And this is why she's saying that we're not friends because you did this. But Bella's upset with her because of a birthday party. When Lil Mendici had a birthday party, and Yandy set her up to come and kind of be like her guard dog and to fight other baby mamas. And Yandy was like, that's not what I did. I just told you there was a birthday party and I was going. She was like, but when I show up, you're in the car. I'm going up there and they're confronting me like, here you go, just trying to start some mess too. And Yandy's kind of in the back hiding like
she wasn't
I had nothing to do with this. Even at the reunion, you still acting like I had nothing to do with this. I didn't call Bella to fight y'all. So that's why Bella's upset with Yandy. And it's just kind of like a bunch of little petty stuff, and it just kind of kept going and kept going.
Basically, like, for me with Yandy, I feel like she does the dirt, but then she
don't want to own up to it.
Right, because it'll hurt her image.
Right.
It's like, okay, either be a good person so you don't have to pretend, or be who you are.
Just be genuine who you are and just say, sometimes I do fucked up shit.
Exactly. But
in the moment.
Don't be like, oh no, I'm great, but then you're doing some shady shit behind the scenes. Come on now. It's not cool.
It's so much stuff with Yandy. It's 10 years of stuff. Like, it's just too much to just do in this video. We're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to harp on it. Okay, so Jonathan tells, Yandy, Chrissy's back. And she's kind of like, okay. And he was like, I just want you to know because she's here. We're going to see her. I just want you to know maybe you guys should talk. And so she's like, yeah, I don't see that happening. Yandy, for you to have this image that I'm a better person, you should been eager to do that, to show that I'm the better person. Yes, let me set up this meeting so that I can show that I'm the bigger person, and I set up the meeting because I'm extending you the olive branch. No, it's just sad you decided to be the one. I'm above her. I'm not gonna even grace her with my presence. Okay, Yandy, we're done with you at this point right now. I'm just over Yandy. So, Cyn Santana and Joe, of course, you know, they had broke up because Joe cheated. According to Cyn, she's seen some stuff in his phone that someone that was in a relationship should not have been doing. She didn't disclose exactly what was in the phone, but, you know, she was saying he had been going to strip clubs and been hanging out late, and then she seen some stuff where she went through his phone. And Joe just doesn't own up to any of this.
He never has, and he never will.
That's why I have an issue with him. He's just like...
Joe will always lie until, like, you have to have physical proof.
And even still, he's like...
Yeah, even with physical proof.
Well, why did you go this route?
Even with physical proof, he's going to deny.
So, I mean, at this point, they're just trying to co-parent. And I think for Cyn, she's like, I need for you to have the conversation with me and talk this out, because she wants answers. She wants to know, why did you do this? Why did you do this?
Yeah.
So Erica and Safari, another couple.
Here's the thing. A lot of people don't like Erica and Safari. I never had a problem with it. Even when they first started dating, people were like, oh my God, this is fake. I'm like, that makes perfect sense for them to be together.
Why do you say that?
They're very...
Superficial?
I don't think Erica's superficial. I think Safari could be, but
yes.
they're both attention seeking.
They are.
Safari said that, I don't know, well, truthfully, Safari said that Erica is the female version of him. I don't think so, because Erica is about that action. Safari ain't. Okay, he just talks.
Wants to be about that
exactly.
action.
He just talks it.
Yes.
But I can see them. I saw them together, and I thought it was real from the gate. A lot of people thought it was fake. I'm like, no, I can see them being together.
When
I was actually happy for them.
When I seen them on that show, Scared Famous.
I never watched that show.
The thing I have with Safari, because, you know, I watch him on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. He's just, it's like he want to love so much, like they said, you know, on the show, this episode. It's like he want to be in love so bad.
But he don't know how to.
And he seems so desperate.
He don't know how
and that doesn't look good.
But here's the thing, he is a liar. He lies. Like, lies.
Well, that comes up on this episode, too, about lies.
He's a liar.
And so, it's like, we've watched you go from, okay, when he was in Hollywood, he was dating Nikki Baby. Mm-hmm. And then he was trying to have a threesome with Nikki Baby and the girl that she was cheating with. And so, then you come back over here. Even when he was out there in Hollywood, he was trying to talk, he was talking to somebody else, too. I forgot who it was over there. And then he comes over here.
He messed with
and then Mariah? He was missing, he messed with Mariah Lynn, but he was trying to get with Juju. Juju was like, I need for you to come up and with your maturity level before me and you can have a relationship.
I can be serious with you.
She was actually, I think she would be interested in him, but she was just like, you're just not mature enough. I mean, like, I'm at a point in my life, like, you know, I was in a long-term relationship. You got to come with something else. Like, this what you doing right here?
Yeah.
This ain't it. So then when she's like, okay, I think she might have even kind of was considering it, maybe going on a date, and then we get to the reunion and find out, okay, you was over here messing with Mariah Lynn the whole time, you over here trying to pursue me, and then you try to lie about it.
He's a liar.
So it's like, and then you got an attitude, and it was just too much. And so then you get on this other show, and you talking about, oh, I'm in love with Erica Mena. When did this happen?
Yeah.
When did you fall in love with Erica Mena?
Yeah.
So it makes it hard for me to believe that this was genuine. So that's why when I first heard about him, I was like, this is not real. He confuses
love with infatuation.
Right. I was like,
it's a difference if I love you and I'm infatuated by you.
I think that you look great. I like you a lot.
Right.
I have fun with you.
Right.
I mean, love has to grow.
Yes.
it's something that you grow into. It ain't something you just wake up and it's just there.
I know a guy like Safari.
I've met a few people like
and
that.
They don't know how to love.
They fall in love with you the next week.
After 2 weeks.
And you like, no, you like me a lot.
Exactly. You don't know me.
You just
my
like
walls
me.
Ain't down yet for you to actually get all of me.
Because I'm telling
you know what I mean?
The day I pop off, you're gonna be like,
it's like, check please, I need to go.
I seen another side of her I didn't like. Exactly. You don't know me.
You need to get, for me, you to love me, you need the good, bad, and the
ugly.
Because
listen, when I wake up and this headscarf fall off and you see, I need you to see all of this. So, I mean, but they're getting married in 3 weeks. And she's trying to plan this big, extravagant wedding.
And now this part, I feel like they can't.
Production.
Yeah, because
we're trying to get this on the show so y'all can pay for this.
Because they can't pay for it.
Yeah,
they don't make that much money.
Y'all paying for this. I'm just telling you now. Y'all
I mean, that's a smart thing to do because she has a really beautiful big ass ring.
Big as hell.
They're going to a really big ass venue. It's like, y'all, I can't afford this, but.
You know,
you're smart for making VH1 pay for it, or whoever the production
VH1,
company is. I think they have like
Mona,
all them. Yeah,
Mona,
you smart. You smart.
Yep, they're paying for it. So, and you know, she's pregnant too at this time that the show's going on. So, now this is a couple that we love. Part of the couple, Papoose. So Papoose, Rich, and Joe go to play pool, and you know they're talking to Joe about him and Cyn, like, okay, what's going on with you guys? We heard that you guys broke up. What's happening?
And in typical Joe fashion, he didn't want to be accountable for nothing.
He was like, she walked out on me. Papoose was not letting him off the hook. He was like, listen.
Nah, what did you do? Like, obviously, she's not going to just walk out for no reason. What did you do to cause her to walk out?
She went through my phone and she said she seen something that she didn't like. And he was like, well, what did she see? What was in your phone that you didn't have? Like, what led you to even to that point that you would have something in your phone that would make her want to walk out? He was like, well, it doesn't even matter because she didn't want to talk about it. She's supposed to talk to me. So that was on her to walk out. He said, listen.
That's what, that's the reason why Joe wants to talk, because he dates a certain type of girl. Because he knows, like, he's good with
his work,
reverse psychology and
he does
talking his way out of
slow
things.
Talking. Okay, so
and he has like a condescending type of tone.
Yes, that's what makes me so upset with him. Even when you watch him do interviews with people, like when him and Nicki Minaj did that interview, she got so mad.
It depends on if he respects them, but he likes to flip it.
A lot of people.
He likes to flip it, so it's like because he thinks that he's smarter than Cyn. So he's like, yeah, let's have a conversation so I can make you look stupid.
Right.
Basically, even though Cyn may have valid points, he's gonna flip it and make her feel or look stupid. So that's what he wants a conversation for. But it's like, we don't need to converse about anything.
I'm gonna tell you this is what it is. And I mean, I just feel like I'm not gonna do the back and forth with you. I'm just gonna say what I need to say to you, and then I'm gonna leave it at that. How you take it or whatever, that's up to you. But I say what I need to say. You can't really have a conversation with him most of the time because that's just how he acts.
He thinks, oh, I didn't cheat. There was something on his phone.
It was something.
Yeah, something on his phone. He said, I didn't cheat. It was just something that was inappropriate that you took out of context.
Yeah, he said, I had some inappropriate relations that I shouldn't have been having. And it's like...
Papoose was like, basically...
See, that's what I'm saying. That's that conversation, them words.
Papoose was saying was...
You're
not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to make your woman and your child first priority. You don't do nothing to break up that bond with y'all, but you did. It's like, own it.
He said, Remy, I don't just wear this black love, and, it's like a marketing. He said, I live, this is my life. He said, Remy and my, our kids are number one. He said, she is my queen at all times. He said, we might get into our disagreements and our, arguments or whatever. He said, but I still treat her as my queen. She is still my number one, regardless. And that's how it should be in a relationship. And I know some people are going to be like, see, that's the problem. You women take that job. No. It goes both ways.
Right.
He treats her like a queen, and we would treat a man like a king.
Right.
But you have to earn that, just like we have to earn it. So it ain't just I'm walking into a relationship and I'm like, no, you're going to treat me like a queen regardless of what I do. No. I can't expect that from you if I'm not giving it to you. Like, we can't, it has to go both ways. So that's what he was trying to get him to understand. He was like, no, you messed up and you owe her something. and you're not giving it to her, and you're trying to deflect, and you're trying to make it her fault, you're the one that messed up.
Right.
And he sat down and he realized that I'm not going to win this argument with him because he's not going to let me off the hook. He was like, so you need to fix that.
Right. I just like how Papoose, because most men,
Rich and them,
they will just enable that bad behavior.
They were like, yeah, she left, so yeah, she walked out. Then
let's go to the strip club. Let's go here. Let's go there. Da, 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 da. You'll just enable the behavior. But it's like, Papoose is like, if you really want your family, you got to fight for your family. You got to do right by your family. So I like Papoose, and I like when like a guy friend can tell another guy friend like
holds you accountable to taking ownership to your BS and when you mess up. I think that the golden child is beautiful.
She's so cute.
She's so adorable. So Remy, it comes up a couple times throughout this show, this episode, about Remy getting back in the studio doing music. Joe tells her, she was sitting down, Papoose, and talking about, getting back in the studio. And he was like, okay, well, when we get back in the studio. So Chrissy and Bella sit down. They have this. It was a lot of sit downs this episode. Chrissy and Bella sit down. And Chrissy basically says, I'm not here to be disrespectful, but I'm not here to be disrespected. She was like, I want to basically kind of hash out what happened in the past. This is why
I like Chrissy, though, because she talks with authority. You know what I mean? She means what she said and says what she means.
What I said.
I like it.
And I'm standing on that. Now, and I do agree with you. I like how she's like, listen, I did something and I did it. It was wrong.
This is why I did it.
And this is why. Like, I can apologize for what I did, but my intentions behind it, I'm not taking that back.
Right. She's like, I'm not sorry that I did it.
Right. I'm not taking my intentions back.
You know what I mean? She's like,
but no, I should have stomped you. But I stomped you for a reason. The reason why was because you've been disrespectful to my friend. I don't tolerate disrespect.
Because she's like, I could say, basically, she's not saying sorry because it sounds nice. She's really sorry. Like, all right, that was wrong for me for doing that part. That's what I'm really sorry for. I'm not sorry for the other things.
Yeah, I'm not sorry for how I felt.
Now, I do love me some Chrissy. However, she's going to say something. I felt disrespected. She stomped off Bella because they were at Emily B's event about her breaking up with Fab. I think she was like breaking up with Fab or having her independence from Fab,
and she got her own
place. And then that's when Bella decides to say, well, I slept with him 3 years ago. And then Emily was like, well, I was pregnant at that time we were together. I don't see how.
And she was just like,
I don't see how Chrissy could say she felt disrespected.
In my opinion,
I think she should have said, I felt disrespected for my friend. But yes. Bella did nothing disrespectful towards you, Chrissy. I'm just saying.
I think she just felt like it was disrespectful because you did this in front of us. And it's like you're just talking about this now, but yet you wasn't directly disrespected. You were indirectly disrespected. And
you felt bad for your friend. You want to take up for your friend.
And she said that at that time, when they said something, it's like, why did you do that? She was like, because she knew that Emily wasn't the type that would get up and defend herself in that manner. Because even when it was going on, she was kind of like, she didn't really do anything. She was kind of sitting there like, I mean, why would you say that?
I do like, to this day, they are still friends.
Who?
Emily and Chrissy. Yeah. I love that. Like, they're for
That's
real
a genuine
friends.
friendship. It wasn't just something that happened on TV. That's why I will say that I've always liked New York, because besides it was original, this wasn't some people that you just put together on a cast. These are people that actually had relationships before.
This one, it was real.
Yeah, even with New York, not New York, but Atlanta in the beginning, these are people that actually knew each other. Yeah. Now you're just putting a bunch of people together and say, film, let's go. Yeah. So, Cyn and Joe, speaking back to them again, they finally have a little sit down and talk, and Joe did what we said he does. Cyn is trying to get answers, and you're over here, okay, I mean, we can talk, but okay, well, tell me why you feel, you know what, Joe, I don't want to talk to you because you're not going to own up to nothing, and like, I'm not going to do this. And clearly it's something deep, because she's like, I'm not going to do this with you on camera. I'm not about to do this because what you want me to do is come out of my character. I'm not about to do. She's like, take the mic off.
She was like, I said, he's pissing me off, and that's, at the end of the day, is the father of my child.
And I don't want to take the mic off.
I don't blame her. It's like, basically, if we're going to keep it real, let's keep it real. But if we're not,
just... Let's be done.
Let's not waste our breath.
Let's be done. I'm done. I'm over it.
We could stay where we are.
And she got up and so then, of course, he walks off like, see, that's what I'm talking about. She won't have a conversation. I told you she was going to get mad and walk off. You knew that you was going to come in with a fucked up attitude, and you knew that you were going to do what you were going to do, and you knew that was going to cause her to walk off. It's like, I know what can trigger Dana. So I know if I want to trigger her, I'm going to be like, I'm going to go in here and say this to Dana, and I know she's going to get mad.
And then play like,
and then be like,
oh, why are you overreacting?
See, y'all, you see what I mean? Dana's always getting mad at me. Everybody else knows too, so I'm like, well, Cassie, you did go over there and just provoke her. I didn't. I was just, so it's like, Joe.
It seems like they are together now though, but.
Yeah, I think they did.
I hope that he's, I
want him
like
to get
them
some
together.
counseling.
I like them together though.
I like them together.
I was happy that they were
last thing, I was happy when I first heard about them and I seen them. But even last season when they were together, she was telling him the issues that she was having, and that's what he was trying to say. I was telling you the issues that I was having with you, and she's like,
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, she told you last season the issues that she was having. She was having postpartum depression after she had the baby. She was telling him that she needed help from him, and he kept trying to say, well, let's hire a nanny. And she was like, I don't want a nanny here. I don't trust people around my baby. And it's because she had past traumas in her life as a child, but he didn't know all that. And so she had to tell him, and they had to start doing counseling together. And she was just like, so I don't want just a stranger around my child. I don't trust a stranger around my child. I need you here. And he's like, I need to work. And so it seems like he done went back to this work, and you just not, it's a disconnect for them too. So Remy has a party for now that she's off probation. Whatever,
one of those.
She's off the P.
Yes.
She's off punishment. I think it is parole. Yeah. Either way. And at the party, Papoose made a song for Remy, and she was like, I had no idea he was gonna do that.
That's cute.
And so everybody's here. I said it was very awkward. Jonathan pointed out the tension.
It was funny because Cynthia and Jonathan at the table, like
in
the cut. Just like basically front row seat.
Something that me and you would do.
Like, ooh,
girl, look at
just walked in. Look at walked in.
Girl, let me get my phone. Because something go down. I just want my phone so I can show this to other people. And it was like you had Mena, Rich Dollars, and Cyn. Okay, so these is all people that Erica done been with before in the past. So they all here in the room together.
And Safari.
And now you have Safari, her new man. It's like, okay.
So it was at first it was I think Papoose, Remy, Erica, Safari. Here comes Rich Dollars. And it was like, oh Lord, he stops at Safari. No, I think he said hello to Remy and Papoose.
Yes.
Then it's like, oh Lord, he don't stop. Because, last time we saw each other, they had beef at the reunion for no reason. It was really no reason for Rich Dollars to even have a goddamn issue.
I don't know. It was one of them examples of, I'm mad because of my friend.
What friend?
Because he was mad. Rich is mad because he was with Erica and he didn't tell him about it because he asked him, are you and Erica dating? Not friend. I'm thinking about Joe. Joe was mad at
that because of Cyn.
Yeah, and you didn't tell him. But Rich was mad because he asked
Safari
him, were you dating? And he was like, no. And he was like, you sure y'all not dating? And he was like, ain't that going on between me and her?
Then he finds out.
And he was like,
again, because Safari's a
did
liar.
you see that scene when that old man tried to jump on that table?
I don't know. It wasn't that serious though. It's like,
if you would have slipped in them church shoes on that table, I promise you I would have busted out laughing.
But like, it was really no point for him to get that mad. You could feel some type of way.
But then he was like, that's many moons ago. Me and her. Okay, so why are you mad?
So why are you getting so upset now?
Many moons ago.
So when Rich stops and says hello Safari, they dap it up. Like, what's up? Everything was cool. He moves on to Erica. Hello, Erica.
I was like,
she said hello. Erica. She said hello, and then
she like, dude, she said
hello,
and then was like,
I was like,
carry on.
Awkward.
Carry on. And then he walked up. Now this was the bitch in him that made me upset. Yeah. Because when he walked off, he was like, you see, Shorty, she didn't want to give me her hand.
Like, I want to spit on her.
He said, I wanted to spit on her, but I gave her my hand. Then Shorty wouldn't even give me her hand back.
That's just nasty. It's not that serious though, especially for your ex.
Why did you feel the need to have to go and have a conversation with other people about it? Like, all you had to do was just be like, listen, I extended my hand. I let Safari know we good. I tried to let Erica know we was good. She didn't want to receive it.
So?
But I did it. It's done. Like, it's done. You want to go and have a conversation about it. But that ain't where it stops. They have a conversation again later on. So, Chrissy comes into the party with Bella.
Yandy's like...
Yandy's face is like...
And then she was like...
She was... Oh, she was... Her face was so...
That was the fakest smile ever. Just... It hurt her. It hurt her.
She was...
I mean, yeah, it is an awkward thing. You know, two enemies walking in together. It's like, oh, shit. But...
I'm like, girl, just stop. Because you're going to pull a muscle in your face. Trying to hold
Chrissy walked in. Hello, how are you doing? Then they're at a table together.
Chrissy said, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm like, okay. Chrissy's just gangster to me. She's like, I love Chrissy. I do. I love listening to Chrissy.
And I mean, Yandy's like, why are y'all coming in together?
Because truthfully, Chrissy was like, yeah, this is hella awkward.
And she's like, I mean, we had a conversation and we decided to come together. Like, we are good. And Chrissy was like, I would like to talk to you as well, Yandy. Like, I'm back. I want to talk to you, you know, because she's like, we did have a relationship before. And the bottom line is, the only reason why me and you don't have a relationship now was because I just felt back then you overstepped your boundaries. And if we can just hash that out, me and you can just move on past that. She's like, overstep my boundaries.
Like, cause I want to boss up.
Yes, you overstepped your boundaries. You was telling her husband,
her boyfriend at the time.
You was telling Jim, her Jimmy, how to spend his money. If you was not his financial advisor, that was not your place. All you was supposed to be doing was booking shows, getting deals. You was supposed to be managing his career, not his money.
Well, truthfully, like we said before, or said out, you know, earlier today, it's not what she did, it's how she did it.
And that's what she said. It was how you was moving that I had a problem with.
You're coming at me sideways, like you know,
like that's your place.
You know what I mean?
I'm paying you to do a job. Do your job.
So it's like you coming at me real sideways. So,
but she felt like they was friends,
or she probably felt like
they had
Jim is my employer, not you.
We're
so
friends.
I can talk to you any way I want to.
Yeah, she felt like we had a friendship, and me and Jimmy was like a brother sister type thing. Okay, y'all might have been cool, but you at the end of the day, you still was my employee. That's just like, okay, we cool with our supervisor, but she's still my supervisor.
Right.
I mean, I can't just go up to her and be like, "What's up, bitch?" Like, I can't do that.
Right. I
have to still respect her position.
Yeah.
So that was the problem. She didn't.
Yandy thought that, you know, she had a problem with because I was no longer, she was trying to basically become more than just a manager. But it's like, that's fine and dandy, but it's like, at the end of the day, you need to quit your current position before you start treating me or talking to me like you know, up here. It's like, no, you should quit.
Like it was because she got on the show and other opportunities probably started coming to her. And she was like, oh, I can do more than what I'm doing right here. I can make more money than just sitting here dealing with Jim. Oh, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. And instead of having a discussion with them, she started making moves and started, like you said, feeling herself a little too much. And then she was like, I don't need y'all. I can go out here, make my own money. I don't need you. You the one that got to sleep with a dude to get money. You don't know what Chrissy was doing because, again, you managing Jim. You're not managing her account. You might see Jim's account. You don't know what Chrissy's accounts look like. She might got her own account. You don't know what's going on with her. So it's just like, Yandy, So she basically, the conversation went nowhere between them two at that point. Because Yandy's not she's almost as bad as, you know, Joe. She ain't owned up that she did nothing wrong.
Because she don't want nothing to tarnish her image, honey. That's all she cared about.
She was like, I wasn't wrong. She said, okay, like.
So we're going nowhere with this.
Right. We'll try this another time. So Safari and Erica go to their castle, like we said, their wedding site. And it's huge. It's beautiful, but it's just like, okay. Chrissy, Jonathan, and Bella sit down and have their sit down.
Jonathan,
I was rooting for you, and you messed up.
So at first, because when first it was just Chrissy and Jonathan at first.
Yes.
And so then Chrissy was like, well, I brought Bella. It's like, I felt like there was some tension with y'all. Let's just hash everything out. So then here comes Bella. He was like, oh, I I did miss you. I missed you a lot. Bella's problem was, Jonathan, you're friends with Candy and me, but yeah, Yandy. I feel like you were just, what did I say?
Candy.
My bad.
Don't mess up my girl.
Sorry. You're friends with Yandy and me. You chose to be on Yandy's side instead of you just being neutral because you're both of our friends. So it's like, fine, you basically said F to me, so you could be, buddy with Yandy. And Jonathan said, well, I'll always be on Team Yandy. So it's like, okay, yes, he admitted that. He drew
a line in the sand at that point.
But for you to be a real friend to both, you could still be Team Yandy, but not like,
you can be neutral.
Yeah, be neutral. And so I thought that everything was nice and hashed out.
Because this is what bothered me. That conversation, he did draw the line in the sand, and I don't understand why they didn't realize that when he said that I will always be Team Yandy. But then you also in that same tongue was like, but Chrissy's my girl. Well, Chrissy can't be your girl and you be Team Yandy and you can always take Yandy's side, because if that's the case...
Well, that comes up later.
Right, you can't do that. Now, what he did indirectly let you know, Bella, is...
At the end of the day, I'm never going to say nothing bad.
I'm never going to be on your side ever. You don't
when it comes to Yandy.
You have no dog in this fight ever.
When it comes to Yandy.
Now, Chrissy, you got like one dog.
Well, then if that's the case, then how can you really be my friend?
Exactly.
Then we'll just be associates.
We're not friends. That was my point. We are not friends.
Because if you're always going to side with that person, even though that person may be wrong, you're never going to see the wrong in them. You're not going to tell them that they're doing wrong for them to fix it. So it's like,
we're not friends, because this is what you can do. Since you did say Candy, you can be like Candy has done before, and you just have to sit back. Sometimes you got to sit back. And we've said this in other videos on other stuff. You have to sit back in those situations when you have people that you are friends with on both sides having a fight. Either you're going to just tell them what is right, regardless of who is going to offend, or you're going to just sit there and let them hash it out. Mm-hmm. And you just be a mutual party.
Stay out of it. Yeah. Stay out of it. But Jonathan's
you gotta
messy.
Be Switzerland.
Jonathan is messy.
He is.
He's been messing with all of his friends, because I got introduced to him with K Michelle. Even though I do feel like K Michelle would be extra
K Michelle's messy at times too. So,
but it's like Jonathan is just
messy meets messy.
Yeah. So maybe that's why him and Yandy are so much besties.
So Yandy, Rich, and Cyn have a sit down. Again,
this was funny.
All these sit downs. They was like the old bitter lady club.
And to Erica Mena's defense, so they were sitting down smoking some hookah or whatever, and they just basically start dogging Erica Mena. They're making jokes about her, talking about how Safari's not the same. Safari, save yourself, blink twice if you need help.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if you're really in love or you just want to be in love, because it's like you want to be in love so bad.
In Erica Mena's defense, it's like, damn, two of my exes sitting around talking about me. Am I that bad? You know what I'm saying? Am I a bad bitch? Like, damn, y'all ain't got nothing better to talk about and y'all lie, but sit around talking about Erica Mena?
Yandy starts talking about seeing Chrissy, and they was like, oh, how was that? Girl, it wasn't nothing. It was nothing for you to talk about. I mean, she told you what her intentions was. I don't understand why you couldn't need to go and talk about it. Like, shut up. So I was just like, so this is when Cyn brings up that Safari supposedly proposed to another girl.
Gabby from Love HipHop Miami.
They was like, what? And they was like, yeah, she got receipts, about her saying that he proposed. And
he kind of did like a Stevie J, because Stevie J did that mess. Proposed to multiple people, but they said yes.
I'm so over it. So
honestly, I can see him doing that though.
I could. As I'm saying, he just wants to be.
He just wants somebody.
Yes.
He just wants some love.
So Fat Joe was talking with Remy, was telling her the same thing we were talking about earlier about it's time for you to do the music. Your fans have been waiting, and I'm as a fan.
Yeah.
She was supposed to did this album last summer.
Honestly, I feel like she never got that good hit to generate more. She
was kept putting out a little
like
here,
those singles wasn't a big hit. Like normally with her and Fat Joe, there's always a big hit.
It's always a smash with them.
You know what I mean? So like they were looking like after they did what's that thing they did?
All the Way Up.
Yeah. And then she tried to like get to her album, but then it just never was, couldn't find that actual niche. And then, life happened. She got pregnant.
She got the baby. She was doing the other shows.
Yeah, she had a lot going on.
The fashion. It was like, and I think that's what Fat Joe was trying to tell her. You letting all this other stuff get in the way of.
But it's like, he was telling her, like, you need to focus just on music.
Lock yourself in the studio. And she's like, I'm a mother now.
Exactly. You can't do that, Joe. You can't do that. Yeah, it's easy for you to do that, but, like, she's a mom. Like, she can't do that.
And I'm just going to skip on ahead to that part about that. And it bothered me a little bit because I felt like when he said that to her, he knows that, like, he's one of her biggest supporters, always had her back in this industry. Because she ended up getting kind of into it with Papoose at the, she was filming, State of the Culture.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I need you, because it had a scene with her in the studio trying to record, but she had the baby right there in the booth. And so she's like, I need you. You need to be here. I'm trying to put on makeup. The baby's wanting to touch the makeup and grab it and stuff. And you out
getting
doing,
food.
Yeah, you getting food. I need you here. But I can't do my music with
I feel
you
like
out
they just
doing.
need some help because Papoose also said, like, look,
I got a career too.
I put my career on pause for you.
He always does.
Yeah, he really did.
And like he said, I put my wife first.
Yeah.
And that's when we was talking about earlier. Yeah, we understand that being in a relationship is a two-way street. And this is one of them things where I think Remy has to understand that your husband has his life too, and it's not fair that you keep making him put his stuff on hold.
Yeah.
Like, he got to put his stuff on hold again because it's like, okay, you make the album, then you got to go and promote the album. Like, how long? Then you gonna want to go and tour. Like, how long will he have to put his stuff on hold?
Yeah.
So they have to just come to a happy medium. Like I said, you just have to get some help so that y'all both can do what you need to do. So, Erica and Tahiry meet up. This is when we see Tahiry. I was so happy to see her.
She was good.
I did not know that Erica and Tahiry knew each other.
Well, because
I forgot.
You forgot that they were close.
Yeah, so many seasons ago.
It was just good to see her.
She
had good energy.
She always does. I've always liked her. Even when she would be fighting people, I liked her. I was watching old clips of her fighting. So she was like, Joe is single again.
And that's weird though. It's like, why are you trying to hook them up? It's like, if that happens, if that happens, let that happen naturally. Because at the end of the day, your ex is his ex. You know what I mean? It's like with Cyn. It's like, why are you doing that?
It's a little too much.
Just stay out of it. You just if they get together. But for the fact that you're trying to promote that and get that together, hook them up, I don't like it.
And what was crazy was she was like, Tahiry was like, yeah, he called me before he proposed to her. Why the hell you calling your ex?
Maybe, I know they have a good friendship. So
how would you feel about your ex, your man being that close with their ex? Somebody they proposed to, somebody they say they like love their life and all that. You gotta let them go.
I do feel like Tahiry is the love.
You gotta let her go.
Love of his life, but
if we together, she gotta go.
But he's toxic for her, so she's like, no.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I wouldn't be okay with. I mean, honestly, Cyn does have a problem with that though.
I know
because they bring it up on the season thingy, whatever.
Go. So now Jonathan, Yandy, Cyn, and Bella
have some drinks.
No, sit down.
So apparently, they found out that Chrissy in Joe's house is in foreclosure. Well, Jim.
Oh, Joe. Yeah,
Jim. Their house is in foreclosure. They haven't paid bills.
We skipped something. I'm sorry.
What we skip?
The reason why we were talking about the foreclosure. So Chrissy is doing an investment. She has an investment group where they're investing in properties. It's a women's investment group, and they invest in properties. And she was talking to that when her and Jonathan and Bella was sitting down, and she was saying, I guess, trying to bring them into it. So that's why they're even talking about the situation with this house.
Well, that's not the reason that those four did, because Cyn brought that up.
This is why this is probably even
it's relevant.
Right.
So they have their houses in foreclosure. Basically, went to
it's
the
sold
auction
for $100.
I think that's a lie. There's no way in the world. That's a big ass house. But nevertheless, it was just weird because Cyn was like, so I'm about to spill some tea.
She was like, yeah, I seen something, but I didn't get all the details. I didn't read it.
So
Yandy couldn't wait to pull it.
She was like, I don't know if it was editing or she already had it already in her phone or what, but she was like, She brings up this article, she reads it down that, they haven't paid bills in X amount of years, and she's gonna say,
that's right around the time that I stopped managing him. So
for whatever reason, Bella got really upset. Really upset.
She was like, Jonathan, you're being messy. And she told Yandy, she was like, Yandy, that's not really for us to talk about. Like, we don't need to talk about that.
And they're like, what? It's in the article.
It's right. I just read. So you're mad at me for reading? And she was like, you know what you're doing because you did that to me.
Exactly.
You know what you're doing.
And
another issue we had with Yandy, she tried to act like she clueless to what's happening.
Jonathan was like, what?
She said, you're getting awfully sensitive.
For John, this is where it's like, Jonathan, you are fake. He's kind of fake-ish because
it's always fake.
Because he did already say, I will always be on Team Yandy.
True.
So it's like, okay, you're being true to himself, but it's like, if you really ride for Yandy like that, you shouldn't be having lunch or drinks with Chrissy at all. You need to completely distance yourself. If you want to be up Yandy's ass and agree with everything she does and says, then we don't need no type of relationship because I need that same energy. Don't be my friend when she ain't around, but then when she's around, you side with her and you want to be shady with her. That's not cool.
But I guess the issue I'm gonna have with him is that I feel like later on it's gonna come up. And then he gonna have this whole tearful conversation with Chrissy trying to apologize. Oh, that's not what I meant. It wasn't like that. Because he did that. He did it with Juju last year. Him and Juju had a falling out about a radio show. I think it's something they're supposed to be doing. And Juju was like, "You was fake. You went behind my back and tried to get it on your own." Mm-hmm. And so then when she confronted him about, then he comes back like, "I'm so sorry, Juju. It's not what. It wasn't like that. I didn't mean it." And it's like, no, stand by what you do.
Exactly.
You can apologize, but don't do all this crying stuff like.
Because you ain't really sorry. You sorry maybe that you got caught.
Thank you.
But you ain't really sorry.
You're not sorry. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to do this with you. So Chrissy, of course, calls Jim and was like, Jim, you got to explain this because this is not looking good for me and my business.
Because she has this investment thing with realtors. It's like, how you going to have an investment? You want people to give you your money.
My own stuff.
And you can't even manage your own house. And he's like,
and of course, he looked like he high again. Like, I'm
and then eventually he's like, I fucked up. What you want me to say? I fucked up. I have brought people in my house, in my life.
You have to tell me this. He said, I need better people in my life.
The fact that she had to find out on social media, not from him, is some bullshit.
You knew that this was going on.
You knew damn gone well that they was looking for their money.
That's what her issue was. She said, you knew this was going on and you did not tell me. That is what I have a problem with.
Yeah.
He did do an interview on the Breakfast Club and he was talking about it. And they said, so what's this about?
He was nonchalant. Like, I got plenty of properties.
And he said, you know how that is. You be having properties everywhere. And sometimes it's... No,
that's
Jim,
the main house.
Jim.
That's one of the main houses that you live in.
Jim, you just can't downplay this like it's nothing.
Right.
You lost a property because you didn't pay on it. You're right. You probably need somebody to manage your money.
Someone qualified.
I don't know if that's what Yandy was doing.
Well, according to her, she does it all.
Right. But if that was the case, you need somebody in your life that can help you to manage your portfolio, that you can trust, and that's good. Because it's hard to give somebody access to all your money. Like, I'm not... that's an uncomfortable situation to have somebody just be over my money, overseeing my money and my stuff. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. But if you can't do it, which clearly you're not, you need to get somebody that can help you because you need help. So, Erica
and Safari have like a little gathering with friends.
Yes.
And then they have Tahiry there.
Comes over and then Joe comes over. And because they asked Tahiry would she consider dating Joe again. She said, I can't say.
Well, according to Tahiry on social media, she said they edited that. She never responded. That was not the response for that question. For that question.
I don't think she would. I just don't.
Because she knows that Joe's toxic.
And that's what she said. She was like, I mean, just as much as we're good together, we're just as toxic
to each other.
So she's just like, yeah.
But she was talking to Erica was talking to Tahiry about getting a prenup. Because Tahiry's like, you need to protect yourself.
Right. So they do go to the lawyer.
Now this is messed up.
She shouldn't have the way she did it.
Erica decides to bring this up that she wants a prenup
at the lawyer's office. She tells him we're going to the lawyer to just do regular legal paperwork.
And so then she was like, yeah, and also I want to talk to you about a prenup. Safari was like, huh?
He said, excuse me, he said, do you need a moment? He said, we do.
He's like, why is it the first time I'm hearing about this? So
in front of a stranger.
Honestly, I do feel like that was inappropriate. Y'all should have had a conversation prior to going to the lawyer's office, because she's gonna like, well, this is why we're here. It's like, no, you didn't tell me this is the reason why we're here.
And then she starts crying, and part of this, I think, is because she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. But I think another part of that is because she's just like, why are you so upset? And it's like, I think he was upset because you brought this up without telling him, and it feels like an attack. It's like, you should have.
What she should have done was saying, "Hey, Safari, away from not at the lawyer's office, but
over
hey,
some dinner, something."
You know what I mean? I think we should get a prenup just to protect ourselves.
And then the fact that she said, "I want this prenup to say, if you cheat, I get everything," and he's like, "Why are you saying that? Why is that the condition?"
Because I ain't no fool, and I know you is nasty.
And so that's why he was like, "Where's this coming from?"
They had a really big break, a really bad moment. On social media where like he bought her a whole bunch of roses and she just flung them around. I don't know if it was before or after the whole pregnancy thing, but it's like obviously he cheated before. So
that's what his issue was. He's like, where is this coming from? Like, what do you know? Like, what's happening for you to put this? It's one thing to have a prenup just saying like, okay, what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours when we leave. That's one thing. But to say,
if you cheat, I get everything.
I get everything. It's like, why would you say that?
Basically trying to prevent you from cheating again.
Like what? Yeah, like what's this about? Yeah. And so he was like, okay, cool. I'm talking to my people and make mine too.
And that's fair. That's fair.
And she was just like, okay, but my whole thing was, hers is still gonna say, if you cheat, I get everything. Mm-hmm. So unless you're gonna have something to counteract that, it's like, doesn't matter. Hers still's gonna say, if you cheat, she gets everything. Mm-hmm. So, Chrissy's mentor that's helping her with this investment group basically was like, you're going to get in front of this whole thing with this foreclosure because it doesn't look good for you. Mm-hmm. And it was like, if you don't get ahead of this and if you don't get this cleared up, you owe me a lot of money.
Right. Because my money is invested in this.
And she was looking like, fuck. And she was like, he was like, I mean, have you talked to Jim? I mean, is he saying something? She was like, he don't want to talk about it. He was like, well, you're going to have to get him to talk about it or you're going to have to get it cleared up. Like, it needs to be cleared up. And I know she's just sitting here like, what I'm going to do? And it does go into, next week it does show that she does basically owns up to it. Like, I made a mistake and I know it makes it look like I'm irresponsible and I'm, she apologizes because there's nothing else she can say.
Right.
I wasn't aware and I wasn't being responsible and I wasn't involved. And she was like, it wasn't her house. Like her name's not on it, so it's not on her. But because she's tied to him,
because she's with him, it literally says
it looks
Chrissy.
Like
Jim Jones and Chrissy,
right?
And it looks bad. So honestly, if I was one of those people and I'm supposed to be in that investment group, I would feel some type of way giving you my money too.
Yeah, I'm like,
what's going on? What you gonna do with my money? You gonna pay? You gonna do right by it or what?
People do shady stuff. So when you give them cash.
I hope everything works out for her.
I do. I am very excited about the season. It looks like a promising season, like you said.
Because it looks real, like some
genuine stuff going on.
Yes.
Genuine relationships. I'm happy to see what's going to happen with Olivia and Rich. It looks like Olivia's coming back to work. And listen, I don't know what Rich is managing.
He swears he's doing something. I don't know
who he be.
Unfortunately for Rich Dollars, he probably was a real prominent person in the music industry, but now he's like a joke because of this show, because of the shenanigans he does on this show.
Yeah,
it's like really Rich.
But you know what? He's like I hate to say, Stevie J actually did do stuff, but because of the show, it's like
he is a character now.
Right? It's
Stevie J is a character. Like no one takes him seriously.
But he has talent, and it's
both of them did. Both of them was on with Diddy, like in Bad Boys and stuff like that.
But you guys.
Y'all let this show make y'all into characters.
You can do so much more with your life.
But nevertheless, this was a really good 2-hour show.
Yes.
I'm definitely giving it an A. I'm gonna give it an A.
I'm gonna give it a B+.
I was entertained, honey.
It was good, and it wasn't a bunch of fighting. It wasn't over the top. It was cool. Sip on some wine, smooth sailing.
So, Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share.
And thank you for joining. And
yes.
we will
not see you next week. So we're going to see you
New Year's Eve.
Boom. So until next time.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Bye, guys.